Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerds and I podcast. I'm Cheyenne. Today on a very special, I guess this is not, it's special, but it's the first time we've done an MMA podcast. And joining me today, a deep cut for you really OG Nerds and Night listeners, a guest who hasn't been on in a long time, from the popular hit YouTube channel. I know you're thinking, YouTube channel, who could it be? From Phantom Films 100, none other than my boy Garrett. How you doing, Garrett?
Hey man, I'm 10 pounds bigger than I should be, and I got a pain in my back, but I'm still killing it.
Almost spit my tea all over my monitor when you said that. But no, like I said, it's a deep cut. Garrett, this is what, your third podcast, fourth podcast with us? It's been a long time.
Shit, I think this might be my second one, to be honest with you.
Actually, with the WrestleMania, 2019, 2018 podcast? 2019.
I think so. I remember only being at your house once, I think.
We've had a pandemic since then.
Yes.
A lot has changed in the world since the last time Garrett was on a Nerds and Night podcast. But hopefully this is, not hopefully, it will be the first of many MMA podcasts that we're going to do.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for this, man. And we got a pay-per-view coming up, too.
Yes, sir.
It's about to get spicy.
Yeah, we will get into that shortly. But first, we're going to talk about UFC Fight Night Costa and Vettori. And then after that, we're going to preview UFC 267, the free pay-per-view. Don't forget, folks, is free on ESPN Plus, which is gigantic for a numbered event, right? It's the first one I can remember.
Honestly, yeah, it's a big one. But if you want to think about it, every event is free if you know what you're doing, winky face.
Dang right,
But,
gosh dang right. Don't let the people lie to you. You don't have to be paying out there $75 a pay-per-view. You stick with the Nerds and Night, and we will get you. We'll get you all sorted up with the free events.
Exactly. You don't even have to watch them. We'll do it for you.
Yeah, you stay home. You just get ready. Get your ears ready. But where do you want to start in this Fight Night card? You want to you want to break down the card itself, or do you want to go in and talk about some pre-fight shenanigans we had from one of the main marquee fighters?
Well, I think starting off with the Fight Night would make the most sense, and then squeezing our way into the main card, I think that might not be too bad. I don't know. Was there an early prelims on this card?
No, I think. There was I'm looking at it now. There's 8 prelim fights, so I think.
Yeah.
They just moved them into one because it was one of the first. Well, this is like their second in a row of these afternoon fights, right? I remember they start like 2 p.m., something crazy like that. I'm a big fan of these afternoon cards, honestly. But no, can start. We'll start in with the first prelim fight I'll talk about, because the first one I really cared about was at flyweight, Jeff Molina versus Daniel. Oh God, how do you say this last name? Laserda? Yeah, Laserda. That sounds right.
Which one here? Wait, which fight was that?
Jeff Molina versus Daniel Laserda.
Like the number down the list?
Oh, it's the third fight of the night.
Third fight.
Jeff Molina won.
How did it go?
TKO elbows in the second round, 46 seconds.
Dude, my freaking handwriting is something special. I don't even think I wrote that down. It's Daniel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just forgot to write down the
first
match. Yeah, like I just started straight to notes on the first round. I didn't even write down who was fighting. That was my bad.
It's a pretty crazy fight. You know, it's a fight how flyweights should be, right? Like they went after it right away.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Molina, guy who fights at Tim Elliott's gym, popular guy. Daniel Lacerda, I forget where he's from. There's a big deal as his first fight in the UFC. They were talking about. He said, I guess he told Sean Shelby or something he wanted to be he'd be a champion by next year. But you lose your debut, probably not gonna happen. But keep going. I believe you.
Off the bat. Yeah, dude. The first fight, like fucking Daniel. I don't know how language is on this channel, but like this dude, the kicks right off the bat were
crazy.
Just smackers.
He was hitting those straight, like those like almost like push kicks. He was kicking like right in the gut, right above the groin, almost just kicking straight.
I love a good teep kick.
Kicking the fuck out of his legs. It was and then Molina took him down towards the end of the round, I believe, if I'm remembering right. Kind of dominated him.
Yeah, if I remember, I don't remember if this was this fight or the later fight, but there was definitely a rear naked choke into an armbar and some crazy ass ground pound. I think
that was this fight. That was this fight.
Yeah, So like, I think Jeff escaped part of the way through and landed some ground and pound at the end.
Yeah, because
Round one.
yeah, because Jeff Molina took him down, or I mean, Daniel took him down, and then was just attacking submissions constantly. Like had him in the rear naked choke, switched to an armbar, and then with like 2.5 minutes left in the round, Molina got on top and just like rained down ground and pound until the bell rang. And then they get second. The next round started, came out, and TKO'd him.
Yes.
No, Jeff Molina's a great. I think this is his third fight in the UFC or something like that. I know, like we said, we talk about flyweights off podcast, and it's when you weigh 125 pounds, there's no reasons you can't go for 3 rounds. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just push it.
Boy.
Like just push it. I think.
Push it.
I don't know. I don't understand. I like flyweights. I don't understand why flyweights aren't more popular, especially since bantamweight's so banging right now. People love bantamweight. It's literally 10 pounds less. I don't understand the whole appeal. Why people hate flyweight so much.
It's all star oriented, man. There's not a lot of stars in the division. I mean,
Bring
DJ.
Demetrius Johnson back.
I'll say there was DJ. He was like a dominant fighter, but he was never really a popular one. And then Cejudo did his thing, but he's gone now.
Yeah, and Cejudo, like, he did his thing, but it was never really a flyweight, you know what I mean? Like, when he became Triple C, that was him winning the bantamweight title, you know what I mean?
Right. He just won the bout and then skedaddled. And now he might be in featherweight.
Because he beat DJ to win the title, right? Did he have it? He never defended. No, yeah, I guess he defended against TJ, right? That was at flyweight.
Yeah.
And then
100%.
Then he fought Marlon at 135.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was a good fight.
Dominic Cruz and retired, right?
Yeah. That was literally that's out of nowhere. Just like I guess I beat the goats.
You said, sorry, Uncle Dana, but Triple C's out, man. You gotta hear me no more. That was a COVID fight. I love that. That was a good card.
That was enjoyable.
Next on these prelims, we'll move up to the next fight. I just like it because I like Jai Herbert, and it's Jai Herbert knocked out Karma Worthy with a minute in the first round, 2 minutes and 47 seconds. I just like Jai Herbert because when he got knocked out by Tronaldo, that's the Herb Dean yelling at what's his name? The British guy. His name slipped through my head. He used to commentate for the UFC.
Fucking.
He's got the
Dan Hardy.
Dan Hardy. Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Oh, I've heard that so much. Stop the fight!
Honestly, the only thing I really took from that fight is Karma, the Death Star nickname. I don't know why I thought that was a fun name for her. And not just because I'm a Star Wars nerd, but yeah. I just, all nicknames are lame for the most part. But with the Death Star, I thought that was pretty tight.
Yeah, it was a big fight for Jai Herbert. It was his last fight in his UFC contract. He fought 3 fights, lost the first 2, knocked him out in this one. If you're gonna stick around knocking someone out in your last fight in your contract, it's probably a good way to get re-upped. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. So, another thing though with Jai is I know he's a training partner of Leon Edwards. He fights a lot like Leon Edwards too.
Yeah.
So gets finishes way more frequently apparently than Leon Edwards, but still very impressive. I
know it's a little off topic, but I mean this is our first MMA podcast, so honestly I don't think the two of us had big mini MMA discussions. What's your opinions on Leon Edwards? I'm a big fan. What about you?
I haven't watched a lot of his fights, to be honest with you. Like, I know he's good. His win-loss record speaks for itself. I'm pretty sure wasn't the last fight he lost against Usman?
Yeah, the last fight he lost was Usman. That was back in 2013.
Yeah, and since then, I think he's only had, one no contest where he eye-poked him or something?
He's had a 10-fight, 10-fight, no-loss streak, 9 wins, and no when he poked Bilal Muhammad in the eye, which was... out of eye pokes go was not that egregious. Like, it wasn't like a DC eye poke, right? He's not like the Jon Jones, right? He wasn't sticking his hands out like that. He was like throwing a kick and put his hand up at the same time. I mean, the eye poke was nasty. Like the Bilal, like you saw like the second. It went all the way to like his second knuckle in Bilal's eye.
Jeez.
But it was like in the second round. He was kicking Bilal's ass. So I'm not the biggest. Bilal Muhammad saying like he cheated and was gonna win the fight. Like, calm down, you're getting your ass kicked. But
it's like Aljamain.
Yeah.
Like, no, I would have won that fight if he didn't.
I know we can get to. We'll talk about more Leon Edwards when we start previewing cards. But I don't know. Yeah, like you said, Jai Herbert training partner. Big. There's a lot of good UK fighters right now. I'm a big UK. I pretty much like all the main ones. Like, Paddy Pimblett debuted a couple weeks ago. Rest in peace, Darren Till. He's been on a slide recently. Feel bad for him.
Same.
And then, like you just said, Leon's probably one fight away from a title fight here. If he
beats Jorge.
If he beats Jorge, you have to put him in a title fight, right?
I would say so.
Unless, what if Colby wins, though? Because that just screws everything up. Because Colby wins, you have to rematch. They're going to get Usman as rematch, you know what I mean?
We can do the winner of each bout. Why not? We can, Colby and Jorge has his own storyline.
Yep.
Leon can fight Colby. That'd be a good fight. And whoever wins fights Usman again. Freaking Colby's fighting Usman now.
Right.
So that won't really matter.
I said if Colby beats Usman, though, in 2 weeks, then even if Leon beats Jorge, they're just going to run Colby and Usman back, right? Usman's going to get his immediate rematch.
Maybe.
Unless it's like dominant, right? Unless it's like Colby comes out and starches him in the first round. Oh my God, that'd be crazy.
Colby's really working on his box in this camp.
You have any more fights in these prelims you want to talk about? I know Mason Jones had a good performance.
Honestly, like one fight that was pretty, at least entertaining. It was the first bout. Vaid versus Jonathan Martinez. I think it was Vaid's debut match, and he was undefeated coming in. A few days short notice, and Vaid got freaking slaughtered pretty much. His grappling got neutralized immediately. Like I remember seeing that, I was like, "Oh, this guy's screwed." He like immediately got sprawled. Like the clinch attempt, takedowns got stuffed, and then like 2 sprawls, I think, and then just on the feet, smacked up. He did great though. I like the style. It was like not Habib, but like almost like more of an Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah.
But with more range kicks, more side kicks to the body, to the head. For his size, he was throwing a lot of long shots. I really liked that, but it wasn't enough to get him the dub. But it was still a really good fight.
Yeah, Jonathan Martinez that won. I remember his last fight, he got knocked out by old man Davey Grant. But he's been and there's some tough people. Like I think he fought Thomas Almeida. But I like Jonathan Martinez. Like bantamweight, like even though they're not like names in bantamweight, those two, but it just shows how stacked that division is. You know what I mean? Like even open the prelims, you got good fight. Bantamweight's so good right now.
It is. Not a lot of stars, but a lot of killers, that's for sure.
That's true. Hey, there's some stars in there. Don't forget about Sugar Sean O'Malley.
No, I mean, not a lot of stars. I mean, there are stars. I love a Sugar Show.
Undefeated Sugar Show. The Sugar State Athletic Commission, they overturned that fight.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. That was rightful.
The next fight, honestly, in this card, I want to talk about just because it has like a storyline I like. It's on the main card now. Francisco Tronaldo versus Dwight Grant.
Main card. Here we go. Hold up.
It really set the precedent for taking a point like right away. You know what I mean? Like they were warned. Like I think he had a couple warnings, but usually with eye pokes, still you don't see points taken away unless it's like really bad. Like a second he poked him. I forget. I don't think that was like the older man referee in that fight. Can't think of his name right now.
Yeah,
he immediately took a point.
I wanted to think of his name too because there's another ref I thought was pretty nice. He seems like a nice guy. But yeah, those 2 refs, him and what was the other one again?
Jason Herzog, the guy in the main event. Yeah.
Yes, great freaking refs tonight. I don't know if someone got a talk in the athletic commission or if these guys are just in a good mood today, but man, they were killing it.
Yeah. We also had my favorite ref, the one that, as John Ink would say, no nonsense. Keith Peterson was there in full effect, looking like an angry Pooh Bear.
I was gonna say
Keith Peterson.
I said at no point did Keith seem like he was on alcohol or cigarettes.
Yeah, did not. No word from the fighters. We smelled like cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the Air Hawani show where he was going off?
I think it might have been.
I love Air Hawani. Hey, Air Hawani, bring us on the podcast, dog. Bring us on the show. The hottest names, and the hottest new MMA journalists.
Is Dominic Cruz getting ready for a fight right now?
Yeah, he fights at the end. He fights in December.
Okay.
He's fighting Pedro Munoz.
Okay, that'd be a good fight. I'm thinking like I miss him on commentary just a little bit. I love Paul Felder. Don't get me wrong, but like. Yeah. Anytime Keith Peterson comes up and you just hear like sideline.
Yeah, Dominic Cruz is scheduled to fight at 269 December 11th against Pedro Munoz. Dominic Cruz number 11, is he number 10 in the bantamweight rankings right now? Yeah.
Probably. He's getting
Pedro
stars.
Munoz number 9.
Ooh, okay, Cruz still trying to strive for the title.
I don't know if he wins
right.
again, but no, I like that. Tronaldo, of course, a tough fighter. Kind of remind me of like a smaller Romero. He's like just old, tough, and just hits like a truck. He hits these people just get wobble when he hits, and he's been fighting forever. But yeah, the crazy eye point in that, and then the next fight after that, we had a point deduction. That one was a given when Sung-Hoo Choi kneed Alex Caceres. Said his name right this time. Kneed him on the head while he was not while he was grounded. Kneed him in the head. And then Caceres came back to get a choke in the second round. No Aljamain Sterling here. Did not throw the fight.
No, he was like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna keep fighting, but not to keep going off track here. But the last fight, I gotta mention, I know Dwight's called the body snatcher. I freaking love his rear hook to the body.
Oh yeah.
So much I wrote it down. Like the way he extends that arm so far to get a rear body hook, it is a work of beauty, and I love seeing that. He was doing great in that fight.
Now, how do you feel back to that? We can go back to that fight for a second. It was a split decision, man, right? Tronaldo got 29-27 on 2 cards, and then Dwight Grant got 29-27. How do you feel when you see a thing like that? When you see one, like, it's 3 rounds to 1. Well, 2 judges have it 3 rounds. 3 rounds to nothing. The other judge has it 2 rounds to 1. You know what I mean? 2 rounds to... How do you feel when 2 judges score no rounds for the guy, and the other judge is like, oh, actually, I gave him 2 rounds. It always boggles my mind.
It's a broken system. It's still too much like boxing in the grading criteria. So it really should be based off, like, I don't want to be that guy, but Pride style rules where it judges off the whole fight.
So do you like the one championship and the Pride rules where it's judges at the end, like you judge up to the end or whatever?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot less controversy that way when it comes to that because
I knew you were a Pride guy. I feel like I knew you were a Pride guy. ECW wrestling, I knew you would like Pride. So give me the head stomps. Give me the kicks to the ground.
Dude, at least soccer kicks and knees to the head. That's all I'm asking.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
It's not that bad. I mean, so I get this discussion with a lot of people, especially people that don't get it. But I try to tell them most people that can kick someone on the ground can kick them just as hard while they're standing. So
no, it's like what's the difference between getting like head kicks standing up than on the ground? It's the same, you know what I mean?
They'll both knock you out.
Right.
They both hurt like hell, you know, like
like you look at when Shevchenko head kicked Jessica Ai and knocked her out like a baseball bat. You think it'd be any harder if she would have kicked her straight in the ground? And it's like it's not like they're gonna get a running start if you're laying on the ground awake. Then get the fuck roll over. You know what I mean? Roll around.
Right.
If
you're so,
it's not like a Randy Orton punt kick. If they're knocked out like that, the fight's gonna be called. You know what I mean?
I'd love to see that.
It's not like Jon Jones is gonna be in the corner like stomping his foot, going crazy while DC's like slowly getting up.
In the corner, just holding the cage.
Jon Jones wipes the coke off his nose. And then runs over and kicks. Oh no! He kicks DC right in the liver, kills DC.
Then DC winds up in one championship. But yeah, dude. Yeah, but it would be nice. It'd make fights a lot more entertaining, especially the knees to the head, because there's just so much stalling and too much controversy. Like the fact that you can literally you can touch your fingertips to the ground, and I think the rule now is like one knee. Or like, I think it's like one knee or all 4 limbs have to be touching the ground, something like that. It can't just be one hand. But still, it's like you literally I've seen fighters on this card. It might have been the Dwight fight, but he's strong. He can literally just bring his arms all the way down to the mat, and the opponent can't do with anything except maybe knee him to the body, which is kind of hard from that position. Mm-hmm. But that's like very easy shot to knee someone in the head.
Hey.
So it's.
We saw Demetrius Johnson was all for it, and he got knocked out with a knee, and he still said that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, he threw his own knees to the head. I think in his debut, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
But speaking of that,
it's a lot more fun.
Well, so we can skip like you said, the most boring fight in the Jessica Rose Clark, Jocelyn Edwards fight. And if you want to talk about the main event now? Marvin Vettori, Paulo Costa.
Well, I was gonna say just a few more probably. The Alex Caceres fight, obviously, crazy comeback. It was
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though, when I was reading the promotion, I thought it was Duho Choi, and then I realized it wasn't
Doo-hoo.
Duho Choi, and I was a little upset.
Doo-hoo.
But I was still excited though. Like those Korean dudes are savages. I think there was a Korean guy on the prelims.
Yeah.
He lost. He had a crazy fight against that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Oh
But
yeah. Jun Young Park got
yeah,
knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez.
that fight was nuts.
That was.
Like the guy, like freaking Chung, right? Freaking blitzed him like multiple times, and then just started having nothing on the punches, and out of nowhere, this jacked Brazilian just goes pop, pop with a few uppercuts, and it's just done.
Well, he said Alex Caceres, that's his 5th fight in a row. He's won. His last fight was the Crone Gracie back in that Ngannou Cain Velasquez card beginning of 2019. But yeah, since then he's been Steven Peterson, Chase Hooper, Austin Springer, Kevin Kroom, and then Sung Woo Choi. He fights at featherweight, right? And I don't think he's ranked. I think it might be time to get him a ranked opponent. I guess he was supposed to fight Giga Chikadze,
something like that.
Back last year, but now Giga's what? He's like almost for a title fight now, isn't he?
He
just beat. I guess Giga's scheduled to fight Calvin Kattar next at beginning of January. So
I just saw that.
I don't know if you could find I don't know if Dan Ige scheduled anybody. I'm trying to think of someone in the back ranks the featherweight ranking. But
it's a tough division because we were talking about off the mic earlier about middleweight being in kind of a shamble right now of like possible rematches. I'm worried that that's gonna be with featherweight. It's just gonna be Max Holloway killing everybody until he gets another title shot with Alexander. And Alexander keeps winning.
Well, I guess the UFC heard me because Alex Caceres is actually ranked 15th right now in the
fantastic
UFC rankings.
Hey, thanks for watching, Sean Shelby. We appreciate it.
I'm looking at people right above him. I think an Alex Caceres like Shane Burgos fight would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Caceres, Edson Barbosa. That's not a bad fight. Bryce Mitchell.
Oh, dude, Barbosa would kill him. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I think there's some fun fights for Alex Caceres. Long-time guy. He's been in UFC for a while.
Yeah.
I think he won he was on the Ultimate Fighter GSP cost check. That's crazy. He's been that long. Yeah, his first fight was 2011 in the UFC.
He's still in his 20s though, isn't he?
33.
Oh, 33. Okay.
19 and 12, 32 fights. Almost a little like Jorge Masvidal career, you know?
I'd say very journeymanish, but I think he may be getting a resurgence here. Bruce Leroy's coming into his own.
Yeah. If we could fantasy book him next, I'm without the top of my head. I think a Chamber. I know it's just they're 14, 15, but I like when they move when they do like the one spot rankings. You know what I mean? I hate when it's like 15-6. You know what I mean?
15-6. What do you mean?
Like when like the number 15th guy fights like the number 6 ranked guy.
Oh, gotcha.
I feel like they do that when they want to put a rocket up someone's butt just to shoot him to the title. But like Alex Caceres, Shane Burgos, they're 15 and 14 respectively. I think that would be a fun fight. Next, I'm sorry, Burgos is scheduled the next fight. He's scheduled at the next pay-per-view to fight Billy Quarantillo.
Okay.
We'll figure something out for him. Then they're on the same path. If Shane Burgos wins a fight, they're on the same path to fight next.
Yeah. And if I were to fantasy book a little bit, to be honest, though, I would have Sean O'Malley go up to featherweight just to fight Alex Caceres.
Mm-hmm. Battle the Afros?
Battle the Afros, yeah. But no, I just think fighting style would be fun.
Sean O'Malley not ranked in bantamweight. I thought he was 15th. Did they take him out of the rankings?
I don't know. He beats unranked guys right now.
Hey, it makes sense. He said, pay me more, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't knock it. I don't knock it.
Chael Sonnen philosophy. Fight the easiest guy for the biggest paycheck.
100%.
Yeah. People can't be shitting on him for that.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense for me.
I'll fight in the comments about it. Yeah.
Why isn't he fighting Kamaru Usman?
O'Malley versus Jones right now.
O'Malley versus Israel Adesanya. Who the best striker in MMA is right now? Catch weight.
That's right.
I hate these I'm gonna go on another tangent before we talk about Vettori Costa, but I hate like these non-MMA promotions. Like Dana White says he'll never make a fight at this weight class again, and then it was like the quote Dana White said, "I hate catchweight fights." It's like catchweight's not a weight class, you fucking tard.
Right.
That's the point. That's why he hates catchweights. Is that it's not at a weight class.
No, like you can't. I mean, you can adjust the weight class rankings based on a catch weight bout, but it's not really right because neither of them are at the weight.
Right. No. I thought at first, like, oh, he's probably gonna say how he's never gonna make a 195 weight class, which he probably should, but that's a conversation for something different. But
Maybe. I mean,
having catch weight fights, that makes sense. It doesn't do anything.
right.
We'll talk about real quick. Do you think they should have more weight class in UFC? Like one between middleweight and light heavyweight, and then lightweight to welterweight?
There should be something for light heavyweight to heavyweight because it is like even middleweight to light heavyweight is a pretty big gap. It's like 20 pounds, and then after that, heavyweight is just like 60 pounds, like at max.
Because what
It really
205 is light heavyweight, right? And then 220 is heavyweight. 220 up.
That's right. Yeah, 220 and up.
220 to 265 is a cap, right? Yeah.
That's
crazy.
I gotta take the Joe Rogan approach on this, but it should just be as heavy as you can get at heavyweight. I think it'd be a lot more fun that way. So you can have Francis not cutting weight.
Yeah. Francis at 320 pounds fighting a 400-pound Derek Lewis who just eats all the food. Bring Butterbean back. Put him in the heavyweight.
Bring it back. Let's do it. I'm down, dude. Pride never died.
Pride never dies. But no, we'll talk about we'll talk about weight cutting. Yeah. So before we get into the Vettori Costa fight, we'll talk. So not even a week before the event, right? The Tuesday of the fight week last week, they had that amazing Brett Okamoto interview where Costa said he couldn't make weight, and I love when Vettori's like, "What weight are you at?" And he's like, "Why are you worried about my weight? What's my weight worried?" He's like, "Why are you worried about my weight?" And he's like, "We have a fight on Saturday at 185." He's like, "Why are you worried? Why are you scared? You say you fight me at any weight. Why are you worried about my weight?" I love how crazy Paulo Costa is. He has no attachment to reality whatsoever.
Right now, I think one of the commentators said it best that Paulo, I think it was Paul Felder, saying like Paulo's working this heel gimmick right now.
It's just bad. It's not even heel. I don't know. It's like X-Pot heat at this point.
It's
like heel, but it's like, we just don't like you, man. It's Stephanie McMahon heat.
Dude, it's rough. Like, I kind of dig it though. I do like the a character development.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Paulo. I never saw him as a good guy. I remember I saw him fight Uriah Hall, and Uriah Hall was winning that fight. I don't care what anyone says. And then he hit Uriah twice in the dick, and then won the fight. So
he's a racer. He don't know the rules. Those Brazilians don't know the rules.
They're feeding buses carrots, man.
Yes, sir.
Like what?
What a fall from grace, though, Paulo Costa. Was he 13-0 heading the Adesanya fight, and then 2 losses in a row?
Yeah, I mean he got butt humped by Izzy, and then never really recovered from it. Had too much wine.
He was drunk.
Too much wine.
But I do like the idea of Paulo Costa light heavyweight, though.
It needs to happen.
Like,
I think
Dana White, I guess, said in the post-fight press conference that his next fight would have to be a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
But then I saw Valid, his manager, say it was just he wants him to fight at 185 again. But no, like Costa 205 would be so good.
It'd be okay. It would have to be someone his size though, because he's got T-Rex arms.
Yeah, I don't think he could beat Jan.
No, Jan would kill him.
But just try out the old faithful out there. Put OSP up against Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa knockout Oven St. Preux again.
Again? Did it happen before?
I meant like get OSP get knocked out again. But
it'd be definitely a lot more of an even fight, I would think.
Yeah.
But I thought the same thing with Izzy and Jan, and I was completely wrong.
It was even for the first couple rounds. I think that fight's closer than people think. I think Izzy not gaining weight. I mean, Jan just because Jan didn't really rock him, right? Like they're pretty even, and then Jan. I mean, Jan hit him with ground. Not like Jan laid on him. I'm not trying to mean like disparagingly.
Right.
He was hitting ground and pound on him. Izzy just couldn't do anything on the ground against Jan.
He was too big. Yeah, and it was and Izzy, honestly, right off the bat, when he wasn't doing his traditional taunting, I knew he was fucked. He didn't have the same confidence that he normally has in middleweight.
Yeah, I think he got in there. He got in there and realized Jan's like 40 pounds on him. I was like, oh shit.
I just do.
Because he went in under. He was what, like 200 for the weigh-ins, right?
Roughly. I remember the video. He said he was like at 196, 197.
Yeah, I know. He said he didn't cut any weight. He just went in at weight.
He just worked out.
And
He
you
did
know
his
Jan
thing.
was at least like 220 in the night of the fight.
Probably.
Jan's
Dude,
good, man. Jan's good.
Yeah, I never gave Jan credit until he won the title. I'll give him that. He was at heavyweight first, right? Jan?
No, I think he's always at light heavyweight.
No, I thought he was light heavyweight.
We're
Like you said, like a 220 natural.
We're getting my man Vettori. Talking about not giving credit. We've skipped all over Marvin Vettori. Yeah, Marvin Vettori, I mean, won the fight, right? 48-46. We had like we said, eye poke. Costa lost a point in round 2.
Uh-huh.
Like off the first eye poke, right? Well, I mean, he was giving warnings about covering your fingers up, but the second the first eye poke happened, Herzog took the point from Costa.
But it was good.
Which is, I mean, I'm thinking that's like you need to do that.
Yeah.
It'll keep people from having their hands in.
Yeah, honestly, like I would like, man, I can't stop sounding like a pride dick rider here, but I love the card system.
Yep.
The yellow card, red card. Like, there's a yellow, that's a point deduction. Do it again, you're gonna get disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then the fighters will keep their fucking hands closed.
Yep.
Not hard.
And then, I mean, Vettori, talk about a guy that's just a tough guy. Guy that I'm so like, I don't hate Vettori. I'm definitely not like, he's just so, he's there, right?
Right.
And like, so Vettori took like there, I think it was round 2 or 3 where Costa like hit Vettori with like a clean head kick, clean punt, like a clean uppercut, and Vettori just kept going forward, just ate him.
Nuts. Yeah. So Vettori is one of those guys I didn't know about till he fought Izzy. I'll admit. I maybe it's not super casual.
Izzy fight or the second fight? This recent one?
The second one. The second one, yeah.
You didn't watch the Marvin Vettori where he starched Jack Hermanson?
No. The only time I think the only Izzy fight I saw was against Brunson. And then I think I skipped over the Vettori fight. And yeah, Izzy did his thing. Vettori, yeah, he's never been a guy I ever really thought about. And then, of course, the one fight I saw him, he was just trying to hold Izzy against the fence and not getting anywhere with it. And then got his oil checked and lost the fight.
Yeah.
But then like he came out with some loudmouth Italian dude just spitting off crap and then getting one up.
I won the fight.
Right. And then he has this. He becomes the hero here. He's taking fights against some Brazilian asshole that keeps changing the weight classes on him. He doesn't care. He just wants to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And he pretty much saves the event by just sticking with it and wins the fight. So he went from some annoying asshole to like a blue collar hero, like seemingly overnight to me.
I agree. Like, Vettori was a guy like, because definitely after like all the way up to the first Izzy fight, right? He claimed that he'd beat Izzy because their first fight was a split decision win for Adesanya. So the whole lead up to the second Izzy fight was just Vettori being this like unranked guy. He didn't get ranked till like he beat Jack Hermanson when he was like 15th, and then fought, and then beat Kevin Holland, and then fought for the title. And it was just all like, oh, this guy like he claimed he beat Izzy, so Izzy came, shut him up again, basically. And then I was like, what to do with Marvin Vettori now, right? Like, what's he do? And then he comes out and kind of like dominates Paulo Costa.
Well, for the most part, yeah. But I mean, Paulo's one of those weird guys, right? Like, I think the fights with him are normally kind of slow off the bat. He might land a really hard body kick, really hard head kick, leg kick. His rear kicks are insane. And then once he hurts someone, that's when the blitz begins, and that's typically the end of the fight. But what was happening was I think Vettori may have only got rocked once or twice.
Yeah.
And it got rocked once somewhere in the middle of the fight, and I think round 5 was Paulo's.
Yeah.
He was just fucking him up in round 5.
Yep.
And yeah, Vettori survived and won the fight. It was good shit.
It was a good fight. And so I'm looking at the rankings right now. So Adesanya and Rob are gonna fight next.
Sadly.
And then you have Vettori, who's at 2. And then 3-4, Cannonier and Brunson are scheduled to fight, right? And I think the winner of that, they're gonna fight for the title next. Then you have Paulo Costa at 5, who Vettori just beat. You have Jack Hermanson at 6, who, like I said, Vettori beat last November, so you're not going to run that back. I don't think Hermanson's fought since then. Or he's fought, he beat Edmund Shabazi, and he's fought once. But still, like, they're not doing, like, a rematch that soon. I guess you have Sean Strickland fighting, like you said, the murderer, Sean Strickland. At 7. I mean, Darren Till's at 8, but he's out for a while. I mean, if you're Vettori, do you fight Kelvin Gastelum?
Honestly, I would have just liked to see Vettori fight Whitaker. Because I still don't think Whitaker should get a title shot right now.
I think, but that one, like, that's the one, like, I agree. I think that's already booked, right? Adesanya Whitaker, that's going to be February. I think Vettori's next fight will be, if Israel wins, I think we'll see Vettori fight Rob. And then or he'll fight the loser of Cannonier Brunson. But then it's like, is Vettori going to get a third fight against Izzy? Like, how long until he gets another title shot? Like, Whittaker's so weird.
It's a tough one.
Because if Rob loses, I don't think he's going to get a title shot again. Like, especially with Izzy as a chance. You're not doing a three-peat.
No, and he did horrible in welterweight, so it wouldn't be as smart to go down a weight class.
He can't move up. I think Costa's going to move up, but it's like, especially if like, the best bet for the UFC, right, is Cannonier beats Brunson. Then you have Cannonier beat Izzy. You have Izzy officially move up to light heavyweight, right?
I mean, maybe. And I don't know if I would if I were him.
Or if you have Cannonier be champion, because then you can do, like, not that I want to see it, but then you can do Vettori Cannonier, right? Or you can do Rob Cannonier again. Even though they just fought in September of 2020, right? So
did Robert Whitaker and Jared Cannonier fight? Yeah,
they fought in the Khabib card, and Whitaker beat him.
Damn.
Because Rob lost the belt, and then he beat Till, Cannonier, and Gastelum. And then now he's fighting for the belt again.
I guess beating up 3 killers like that would make sense.
And it was like, it was funny because every time they fight, Izzy's like, if they beat Rob, they can fight for the belt, and then Rob would beat him. He's like, if Till beats Rob, I'll fight him. And then Rob beats him. He's like, well, if Cannonier beats Rob, I'll fight him. Rob beats him. He's like, yeah, if Kelvin beats Rob, I'll fight Kelvin again.
Dude, I'm telling you, Luke Rockhold needs to go on a Chael Sonnen tangent on ESPN and shoot up to a title shot against Izzy. And if he loses, he should go up. Well, I would have said this was controversial. I thought Luke Rockhold could beat Jon Jones at light heavyweight. But
Jan Blachowicz knocked the lights out of Luke Rockhold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was hoping maybe he could beat Jon Jones, not Jan, though. As weird as that sounds, stylistically wouldn't work. But I think maybe Jon Jones.
So I think I know the answer to this question real quick before we move on to 267. Do you think Jon Jones loses to Ngannou if they ever do that fight?
Honestly, betting against Francis in any fight's a bad idea, or just betting in general, because it's really hard to tell. Like, it makes sense. The way to go is to, keep your distance and work the range, stay out of brawls, and try to take the fight to the ground.
Yeah.
But that's obviously easier said than done. The dude's built like a brick house. He doesn't get rocked, and he's one punch away from victory.
Have you seen the videos of 275 Jon Jones though?
Well, how big he is?
Yeah, he was like 270 pounds right now. It's like ripped.
Is he 270 right now?
You didn't see the clip? Like, he's been working out with his brother, the one that plays football, right? He's one of the best football players in the league.
Right, but 270?
He's 275, like, running on a treadmill. Just jacked out of his mind.
Jesus Christ.
They said he wanted to, he's bulking up. That's why he took all this time off, apparently.
Yeah, he was saying he wants. I remember. I think Chael Sonnen talking about that. I think John said he wanted to get the 275, and Chael was like, "Did someone tell John that the weight class is 265?" But whatever.
So I'm just gonna ask you this real quick before we. It's the last thing I promise. We'll talk about 267, but so just real quick, I'm just gonna run through the top 4, or 1, 2, 3, the top 5 at heavyweight, and you tell me if Jon Jones wins or loses. You ready?
Okay.
Curtis Blades
wins.
Derek Lewis
wins.
Stipe.
Close win. Split decision win.
Ciryl Gane.
Loses.
Ngannou.
I'm going to say wins.
Wow. Do you think Ciryl Gane's the best heavyweight? Do you think he beats Ngannou?
I do.
I do. I believe Ciryl Gane beats Ngannou. I think Ngannou leaves the UFC.
You think so? Just done?
I think he goes boxing. He said he wants money, and he hates the UFC disrespected him.
Yeah, I think Ciryl Gane right now is everything that Francis isn't. Like he's got Francis's size, power, and everything like that, but he's got the highly graded Muay Thai background, and his grappling has just improved tremendously over the short period of time he's been doing this. And like I said, but again with Francis, it just takes one. That's the only problem. You face someone like Rosenstrick and just knocks him out in the first 10 seconds with a helicopter spin. It's just you don't know. It's a whirlwind. You have to survive. It's like he's like Shane Carwin, but bigger. You know,
but in shape.
and in shape. No 5-hour energies for this guy.
The crazy thing about Cyril Gahn, though, is what really makes me think he'll beat Francis is he got hit by a clean Derek Lewis punch and ate it, and didn't get rocked, just walked forward. That's crazy.
Francis did?
No, Cyril Gahn did, and the title fight. Like he was like he had it when it was like I mean he dominated the whole fight, but he was like hitting Lewis in the gut, and Derek Lewis hit with a clean like right hook, and Cyril Gahn just took it and like kneed him in the gut. And I was like, okay, he's beating Francis. No one's beating Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn's a monster. But
Derek Lewis is technically the last person to beat Francis. Technically,
that's true. But we've gone on. We went off topic. You know, we went on a tangent. But you know, that's how we do here at the Nerds and Night. It's our first MMA podcast. Give us some breaks. Now we're gonna move in to our 267 preview. Like I said, this is a free fight night. It's like not free fight night. The free pay-per-view, free numbered event. 2 title fights. A card that would normally be $75. I hate that it's that much now, because the next week after this is the Usman Covington 2 card, which is another outstanding card. UFC 268. So they decided the UFC, somewhere in the deep recesses of Dana White's heart, decided to give us a freebie. I never thought I'd see the day Dana White give us a handout.
I'll say since the TJ and Henry Cejudo fight, I think that was the first ESPN card that was free.
Yep.
Sure.
But now we move in. We'll start with the last prelim, or the prelim main event: Amanda Hebass versus Verna Roba. Who do you think wins this fight? What kind of fight do you see in this fight, Garrett?
They're both obviously high-level, not judo, jiu-jitsu players. I do think Amanda does obviously have the slightly better striking advantage. I mean, after watching Verna face, is it Amanda?
Mackenzie Dern?
Mackenzie Dern.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Dern. Yeah. Neither of them could strike for shit. But she still lost the striking exchange against Mackenzie. And I do think Amanda would have the advantage in that department. But when it comes to the ground, both of them very scrambly. And I think it really just comes down to, like, I'm not going to say luck, because in jiu-jitsu there's not really a whole lot of luck. It's always normally skill-based. But I think we will see who the better grappler is in that fight. And obviously I think Amanda has the most star potential.
Yeah. So
you kind of hope she wins. But Verna, man, she can pull out an upset any day of the week.
Yeah, let's see. Amanda is number 10 ranked in the women's strawweight, and Verna is 12. If you just want to do quick MMA math, Amanda beat Mackenzie Dern, who beat Verna. So
that's true.
MMA math. So by that logic, Verna Roba should win the fight.
Yes, exactly.
But now, yeah, Amanda Hebass coming off her second loss. She lost to Marina Rodriguez, who probably should be fighting for a belt here soon. I feel like it's strawweight.
Oh, you would think so. With the Rose thing right now.
Yeah, because if Rose... I mean, then you got Carlos Esparza, who's waiting, who just beat Marina Rodriguez. But has been waiting for a title shot. I don't know. I'm so mad at the UFC. They need to get this stuff figured out. And then Verna, who's coming off a win of Kanoko Murata, arm injury, who just lost to Mackenzie Dern 2 fights ago in December.
Now, about Rose, though, and the Carla Esparza, I gotta say, that's a story right there, because Carla...
She beat her.
Beat Rose. Yeah. Ultimate Fighter.
I think Carla's already... They already said she'll fight the winner of Rose and Zhang Weili.
That makes me really hope Rose wins. I'm sure she will. I do like Wei Ling, but I'm sure Rose will win. And, yeah, I really want to see that fight against Carla Esparza.
They need to do... Or they should do, I know it's not Marina Rodriguez, just fight Gianna. Fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk while we wait. And then the winner of you two could fight the winner of Carla versus whoever wins the title fight next week.
Hey, there we go. Joanna just got removed from the strawweight rankings, so I guess she's pretty open right now.
And then we'll move up to the first fight on the main card, light heavyweight, Magomed Ankalaev versus Volkan Ozdemir. Magomed is the number 7 ranked light heavyweight, as Volkan is number 8. Somehow Volkan is still the number 8 ranked lightweight. Has not fought since July 2020 when he lost to Yuri Prohaska.
Yes.
Magomed is on a 6 fight winning streak.
The only reason I know Volkan is because of his fight with DC for the title, and that's why he's the only recognizable face for me on this match. I do know Makachev a little bit, but not a whole lot. And all I do know is since that loss against DC, Volkan has been on a downward spiral. And like you said, I don't know how he's still number 8. But
Just
I
shows you how
really
bad light
think...
heavyweight is.
Yeah, I guess so.
that's it.
But I do think Volkan gets starched.
Yeah, I think
And,
Magomed, it's a first or second round knockout.
oh,
I
yeah.
mean, out of his 6 wins in a row, only 2 have been by decisions. A lot of them are early knockouts too. Like three of the last 6 have been first round knockouts, 1 third round knockout. So I think Magomed gets the win. I don't think it's close. I don't know how Volkan's still in the UFC, let alone still number 8. But next, I love when they do this. They put like a fight that everyone's excited for, and they go back with a fight no one cares about. So for the fight everyone's excited for at welterweight, we have Li Jiangling, the Leech, versus Hazmat Shemaev.
Yeah, buddy. Kazmat's back, baby.
Hazmat is back. I think Hamzat wins. I know that's not an unpopular opinion, but I think it's closer. I think it's gonna be like, honestly, I could see like a decision because the Leech is strong, man. He's a tough guy.
I can see a serious scrap because if Li Jiang's the one I'm thinking of here, dude, he's a scrappy boxer, man. He goes in there.
He just knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Yeah. And that's not an easy feat either. So, and Kazmat's not afraid to throw hands. Clearly,
he lost to Neil Magny, but Neil Magny's like Neil Magny's got a lot of wins at welterweight. He's fought a lot of tough guys.
Yeah, when Neil Magny shows up, you don't know what you're gonna get, man. That guy just pulled a win out of his ass.
Right, you get good Neil Magny, you get Neil Magny that just wants to like hold you against the cage for 25 minutes.
Yeah,
they both will show up, but the Leech has never been knocked out. He got a standing rear naked choke way back in 2015 by Keita Nakamura, but has never been knocked out. Of course, Hazmat is undefeated. We all know about him. Anything, brother. I knock him all out, brother. I love his press conference. He said, "What's gonna happen with the fight, Hazmat? I'll eat him, brother. Anything, brother.
Hey.
I don't care. I kill
him." Dude, anyone like Kazmat's originally from Dagestan, correct? And then moved to Sweden.
I'm looking it up now. Russian born.
Okay.
Born in Chechnya, so not Dagestan.
Chechnya. Close, but not quite.
Trains with the great Alexander Gustafsson, the Mauler.
Yeah, buddy.
But lives in Sweden, trains in Sweden.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's in his blood, man. I think he's got to be. I think he might be a double champ one day. I think he might even beat Izzy.
Bro, Hazmat's so good.
He really is. I'm hoping the whole COVID fiasco hasn't affected him too much.
He retired, didn't he? Didn't he try to retire because he said he was just so sick?
Yeah, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
Supposed to fight Leon Edwards before he got COVID.
Yeah. I can tell you from experience that shit's debilitating. I can only imagine it from an athlete standpoint, especially with cutting weight. Like a whole story with dude, my name's slipping my name now. Name's slipping my name, so it's slipping my brain.
Aspen Ladd cutting weight?
No, not Aspen. Christ. Wow. Brain.
It'll come back to
bantamweight.
It'll come back
bantamweight. Fucking boxer top 5. Why am I struggling here?
You got it. Stay with us, Garrett. You got it.
I'm breaking down. I keep thinking Garbrandt, Cody Garbrandt.
Yes,
goddamn.
Cody Garbrandt.
Jesus, that was embarrassing. But anyway, Cody Garbrandt, he got the COVID, and he was doing a test cut to flyweight, which I guess he's got a fight in flyweight coming up here too.
I think that's that's on the December card. He's fighting the dude from the city kickboxing guy.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Hold on, real quick.
But while you're looking at, but Cody, he got COVID, and he ended up getting ruptured veins or whatever when he was trying to cut weight, doing a test weight to flyweight, test cut to flyweight. So that's some scary shit.
Yeah, I hope, like you said, I hope Hazmat's fine. I hope he's good. Yeah, Cody's fighting what's his name? I just saw it. Kai France in December.
France. I don't know if I've heard of him, but I'm excited to see it though.
Yeah, I think Hosmot wins. I don't know it's gonna be. I mean, watch me say this, and he knocks him out like he did Jerome Rochart in the first punch of the first in the first round. But Lich's a tough guy. I think it's gonna be a tough fight. I still think it's by finish. I just think it's not gonna be as dominant as we've seen Hosmot, but I still think he gets to win. And then, like I said, now we get a fight that I don't think anyone cares about: Alexander Volkov at heavyweight versus Marcin Tybura.
No, that's not fair. I do love Alexander Volkov.
I do love Volkov too with the back tat.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, he looks pretty out of shape right now, but at the same time, he honestly has no problem beating anybody at that division. Obviously, he's shown that he can really mess up anybody.
Alistair Overeem.
He did, and he would have beaten Derek Lewis if his balls weren't hot. So it was, dude's always a contender.
Yeah, Volkov coming up a loss to Suragan, who we just talked about. We both think is maybe the best heavyweight. And then before that, you said TKO'd Overeem and Walt Harris. Then you have Marcin Tybura, who's on a 5-fight win streak, beating Walt Harris and Greg Hardy, who they both have mutual wins over.
Or Walt Harris, man.
Yeah, Walt Harris
cannot catch a break.
Had Overeem hurt in the first round, and honestly, the fight should have been stopped. But then Overeem came back, knocked him out in the second round. It's been 3 straight losses for him. Yeah. Knocked him out. Overeem, Volkov, and Tybura all knocked him out.
Dude, that was right after. I don't remember if his daughter was reported kidnapping or maybe it was already reported.
It was right after.
And that obviously everyone wanted Walt Harris to win that fight. I think even Alistair Overeem a little bit wanted Walt Harris to win that fight. And then all of a sudden, at like almost 40 years old, if not 40 years old, Alistair Overeem grew a chin and was able to take the ground and pound and came back and won the fight.
If Overeem, that run for Alistair, though, if Rosenstrike doesn't knock him out with 1 second left, if they just let that fight go a little bit, then he's on a 5-fight win streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Alistair was on a tear.
They're probably throwing Alistair Stipe rematch in there at some point. You know what I mean? He probably sneaks
in.
I
think Alistair's going to Glory right now.
Well, he was supposed to fight the Glory fight that just happened. He was supposed to fight in that card, and then he pulled out with some kind of injury. Damn. He was supposed to fight for the Glory title. But I think Alex I think Alex gets a fight. I like Volkov a lot. I think Alexander gets a fight and sits there in heavyweight purgatory with everyone ahead of him he's already lost to, and everyone below him he's already beat. But, I mean, probably do. I think Volkov wins this fight, then you do Volkov, Tom Aspinall. There you go. There's my booking.
See, I'm trying to think, on average, it's showing Volkov is average 250 pounds. You think he can cut down 205?
No chance.
no chance.
Volkov is so big. He's 7 foot. He's so crazy.
He's 6'7", dude. Yeah, he's there. I mean, I don't know. Is it like a Fedor thing?
Former Bellator heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. We run Fedor out one last time. He just won Fedor Alexander Volkov in Russia.
Right now. Let's make it happen.
UFC Bellator co-promotion event.
Fedor versus Volkov.
Fedor versus Volkov. I love it. Now we get into 3 gigantic fights. This is still boggling my mind that these are on free fights. Even though Hosmot fighting on a free fight's crazy, but these 3 free. At lightweight, Islam Makachev versus Dan the Hangman Hooker.
Dude.
It pains me to say it. I think Islam will win.
Yeah.
But I love Dan Hooker so much. He's one of my favorite fighters.
I was gonna say same. Top 5, dude. And all of his knee knockouts are just freaking, just stunning to watch. I love his striking overall, and he's such a well-rounded dude.
Yeah.
And I think Michael Chandler did him dirty.
That being said, Islam has been knocked out before. He got knocked out by Adrian Martinez on the DC Gustafsson title fight.
Yeah. One time he got starched, but since then, just unstoppable.
I wonder what Dan Hooker we're gonna get, right? If we get the Dan Hooker from the one that was starching Dustin Poirier in the first 2 rounds of that fight.
He was saying that he does better in fights back to back, and this would be a fight back to back for him.
Because he knows Islam's gonna shoot, right? If he could hit Islam with a knee, and he's so big, right? But are we gonna get Dan Hooker from the Michael Chandler fight that just looks like he's out of it? You know what I mean?
it's tough because when he's facing wrestlers, obviously you don't want to get taken down. That's what happened in the Michael Chandler fight. Kept his hands low. Chandler was working, keeping his posture low, and then bam, caught him with the shot. And
you look who he's lost to. He lost to Michael Chandler, lost to Dustin Poirier, which was a pretty it was close to the beginning. Like he won the first 2 rounds pretty handily. Dustin Poirier almost finished him.
He got too excited.
Yeah, he emptied his gas tank out, blew his wad, trying to knock him out in that second round. Mm-hmm. And then you look at his loss with Edson Barbosa.
And that fight you shouldn't have taken to begin with.
Yeah, Yair Rodriguez, but that's at 145, which he probably shouldn't have been fighting at 145 to begin with.
Yeah. Dude, I don't think it's right to count Dan Hooker's featherweight bouts because that's clearly not the right Dan Hooker.
I said, but yeah, the loss to Edson he probably shouldn't have took. And then since then, he beat Ali Quinta, who's a wrestler. Had a good fight against Paul Felder.
Yeah.
So
it's very possible that Dan Hooker's just always that one moment away. He's already a star, in my opinion. He could be if he won a title easily.
If Dan Hooker wins the fight, though, I mean, you talking about like Dan Hooker fighting like a top 5 lightweight. I mean, he's already number 6.
Yeah, I would almost say get a rematch with maybe Michael Chandler, but that's tough considering there's a Gaethje fight up on the horizon. Excuse me.
Yeah, because that's next week. Well, that's actually perfect timing, right? I think that's what's best because I think the winner of the Gaethje Chandler fight, right? The winner of that fight will fight the winner of Poirier and Oliveira.
Yeah, that's
in
fair.
December. So I think if you're Dan Hooker, you fight the loser of Gaethje Chandler.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because Connor's not fighting anytime soon with the broken leg or broken ankle, whatever it is. Tony Ferguson, I don't know.
Might be fighting Nate.
You have Beneil Dariush in there, and he's like number 4, number 5. So maybe for Dan Hooker, you win this, you fight Beneil.
But could you imagine Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker?
Oh my God, that would be. I'm excited now. You say these things that just get me so excited.
I can hype up an event, man. Let's get it.
So I think that's what happens. I think if you're Dan Hooker fights the loser of the Gaethje Chandler fight, their times are. But then we also don't know what the training situation is, right? Like he's outside New Zealand. We don't know when he's gonna be able to go back. So maybe he takes this fight. Maybe he's stuck in limbo for another couple months. We might not see him till like next summer.
Yeah, depending how this fight goes, it could be a really long, grindy fight, or it could be really quick. It all just depends on just how the fight goes.
And if Islam wins, Islam's number 5. They want Islam to fight for a belt. If Islam wins, then he might jump. He might jump Gaethje Chandler, especially if Chandler wins. Like if Gaethje.
Yeah, UFC's got a hard on for Michael Chandler, so.
Islam will probably fight the winner of Gaethje Chandler, honestly, for the belt, depending on how it goes. You know what I mean?
Or just have him skip straight to the belt. I mean, could you imagine Islam versus Charlie Olives?
Oliveira beats him. I love Charlie Olives. Oliveira starches the fuck out of Islam Makachev. But that being said, I think Islam's gonna win, and I think we'll see like the May event. It'll be like the May pay-per-view next year. Islam versus Dustin Poirier for the belt.
You know, I wouldn't put money on it, but wishful thinking, I'll say Dan Hooker wins the fight.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so. Next,
I always got to root for the Hangman.
I just talked all about that card, but I think the Islam Dan Hooker fight's my most anticipated fight because I love them. I love Dan Hooker so much. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say this is gonna be the best fight on the card, and this might be the fight of the year.
Petr Yan
versus Corey Sandhagen for the interim bantamweight championship.
Ooh, buddy, that's gonna be
it's gonna be so good. None of them wrestle, right? Like they Petr Yan takedown, but he's not a wrestler. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a Muay Thai guy, and Corey Sandhagen's the striker.
He's got that jiu-jitsu though, that wild jiu-jitsu.
I think Sandhagen wins. Sandhagen knocks him out 3rd round.
So, how much EA Sports UFC 4 do you play?
A lot.
So, you were telling me Petr Yan's going to lose to Corey Sandhagen?
Yes, 100%.
I can't see it happening.
You said based off my UFC 4 gameplay, no.
Petr's a Terminator. He can't be stopped.
According to UFC 4 2, Paulo Costa should never lose a fight. That man hits you one time, you're rocked.
Nah, bro. No one ever plays as Paulo Costa. I want to, though.
The computer does. I'll tell you that.
Shit.
On my career, they knocked the fuck out of me with Paulo Costa.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that late notice fight where he does like 100% more damage for some reason.
He hits you like the first punch. He hit me in the first round. I forgot to block. I was trying to. He looked like I just didn't block it. It was the first punch. He faked out the glove tap with me. My thing's already. I'm already seeing stars. What the hell's going on? Restart. Come on. But no, I think it's. I don't think he knocks him out. This is gonna be a great fight. I think it's probably gonna go all 5 rounds. It's gonna be a crazy pace.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see crazy stuff. We're gonna see a jumping knee from Sanhagen. We're gonna see some spinning kicks. 100%. Jan's gonna do one of those sick takedowns where he like just trips him when he stands straight up. When he did the Aljamain, I was going crazy.
It was a beat trip.
I love how we talked about the illegal knee, but like Peter Yan was trying to head stomp him too on that fight. If you go back and watch the Jan fight, he was like doing down kicks. I was like, bro, he's gonna kill him. He's trying to kill Aljamain Sterling.
What did Aljamain do to him?
Like, Peter Yan is a racist. I see it. He hates Aljamain. But no, that's a great fight. My heart wants Corey Sandhagen to win. I just love him so much.
Mm.
But Peter Yan's good too, man. Like this is like we talk about bantamweight being stacked with killers. These are 2 definite killers.
It is a little upsetting though because it should be TJ and Peter, but TJ's out for surgery right now.
I thought Corey Sandhagen won the TJ fight though. Did you watch the fight?
I did. I actually went on my way to watch that one. I thought TJ still won.
Oh no.
I know
I scored it for Corey.
Like Corey did great at the beginning, but TJ took over the fight.
But the winner's gonna fight TJ, right? Because we don't have no idea when Sterling's coming back. I don't think Sterling comes back anytime soon. But I am the winner of this. The winner of this will fight TJ Dillashaw, definitely. Yeah.
Like Aljamain's crossing his fingers, hoping Corey wins this fight. So we can't let that happen.
Oh yeah, Peter Yan wins, and then we're gonna get Peter Yan TJ. Could you imagine that fight?
He's so fun.
Oh, it'd be disgusting.
I would love to see that fight.
And then, like I said, we already know we fantasy booked it out forward. The winner of this fight will fight TJ because I don't think Sterling's coming back anytime soon.
No, I wouldn't either.
And then if Sandhagen loses, the loser. I got to think about who's at bantamweight right now.
Well,
Rob Font. You have Rob Font and Jose Aldo fighting. So I think the loser of this fight, fights Rob Font, Jose Aldo.
I could see that, yeah. And Sandhagen is number 3 right now. So very, very, very possible. And of course, Patriani is number 1, so you're not losing a lot by losing to him, but
right.
Except for the interim belt, of course. But definitely, yeah. I forgot about that Jose Aldo Rob Font. That's gonna be so fun.
But then I could also see one of those two just trying to hold out for a title shot. You know what I mean? If you're Rob Font and you're like, I beat Jose Aldo and Cody Garbrandt back to back, let me fight for a title.
Yeah, probably would. I don't know Rob Font that well personally or even professionally.
I honestly know him. I didn't know who he was until I've been watching pretty consistently since 2018 nonstop. And then I didn't know really who he was until he knocked out Marlon Moraes. And then when he fought, so I watched that card because Wonder Boy was fighting, and I love Wonder Boy. Mm-hmm. And then, when he fought Cody, I was like, okay, this guy's for real.
Yeah, jabbed the fuck out of him.
Before that, he was fighting Ricky Simone and Sergio Pettis. Like he was fighting once a year. Like he didn't fight from December 2018 all the way to December 2019, and then didn't fight again until December 2020. So he hasn't been the most active guy, Rob Font.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And of course, I said the fight against Cody was the first exposure I had to Rob Font, at least that I could remember. I don't know if he's just more frequent on fight night cards than pay-per-view cards.
Yeah, I think that he's not been on a pay-per-view. I'm asking me to look again. Yeah, his last review he was on was UFC 226, which was the first DC Stipe fight.
Oh, wow. So I might have seen him fight.
But that's only been 4 fights ago. Like he's fought 3 fights since 2018, and there was one in 2019, one in 2020, one in 2021.
I know he's mostly a boxer. Does he take a lot of damage in his fights?
He knocked out Marlon so quick. I did not watch the Ricky Simone fight, so honestly, I can't tell you. I think he just had. I think I was reading he had a lot of training injuries. I'm going back and look.
No, that's never good.
And then I think he said he took 2020 off because of COVID. He didn't want to fight. He was waiting for the right time.
Of course. Yeah, that's not good. I wouldn't I wouldn't rely heavily on Rob Font then, because I know a lot of guys who get injured a lot in training. Either they're probably either training too hard or they're just got some serious brittle bone syndrome.
Yeah.
Like Cain Velasquez comes to mind immediately.
I just know Rob Font, he trains with the same gym from Calvin Cater that he trains from, the Boston Mafia gym.
Gotcha. And Cater's a beast too in his own right, but yeah, Rob. I don't know. Even if Rob were to beat Jose Aldo, I don't think he beats Sandhagen or Yen
No.
or even TJ.
Sandhagen's got like the one thing that excites me and like not really excite. I guess excite me is the right word. Is Sandhagen? He's got these long for division, right? Like he's 5'11".
He's a big boy. He's my height.
John's 5'7", so it's really not that. It's only a 3'8" reach. But I think Rob Font though is.
It's a big dude.
Yeah, Rob Font is sitting at 5'8". Okay, they're all the same height. They look smaller on TV for some reason.
Wait, Rob Font's only 5'8". The dude's got like Mr. Fantastic arms.
Yeah. Somehow Jose Aldo and Corey Sandhagen have the same reach. That's crazy. And he's 5'8",
What the-
5'11". I don't understand what's going on.
So the problem with reaches is that they don't base it off arm reach; they base it off arm and back length or back
Got ya.
reach too. So like Tyron Woodley can have the same close reach to like Jon Jones, but only because Tyron has a massive back.
Got a big got a big back.
He knew.
But now we'll move on to the main event. Jan Blachowicz, or what Luke
Blachowicz.
what Luke
Blachowicz.
called him? Jon Blachowicz versus Glover. Don't call me Glover Teixeira. Old man Glover versus also old man Jan, 38 and 41.
God damn it, they're that old. Well, I knew Glover was pretty old, but Jan's 38?
Glover riding a 5-fight win streak. Jan also riding a 5-fight win streak. But Jan, 38, coming off a win. His first title defense against Israel Adesanya, which really, I think, kind of solidified his star power.
Yeah.
And then Jan coming off this streak of Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith back-to-back finishes.
Yeah, I love how Thiago and Anthony are kind of like the gatekeepers to light heavyweight now.
Yeah.
Like,
I love
you
Anthony
go through
Smith.
them.
He might be fighting for a title here soon again.
I'm a Thiago Santos guy too, and it's just like.
Did you watch the Santos Glover fight?
Yes.
Santos had him in that first round. He was, but once again, blew his wad trying to take him out.
Yeah, Glover. I don't. So what are we thinking here? Because I didn't realize they're both so old. So
I think
was
Jan
gonna
wins.
say
Glover, like, I know Glover has like a kryptonite chin. Like, that man cannot be hurt.
right. But unless we could bring Rumble back, but
I mean, yeah, Glover did get knocked out by Gustafsson and Rumble, so maybe the chin isn't. But I mean, Rumble also has like one of the hardest punchers ever.
yes.
I mean, Jan's on a crazy finish streak. I
mhm.
mean, I guess not a streak since he didn't finish Izzy, but like the way he kicks, like when he messed up the Corey Anderson knockouts, whatever. Like it's like one of those classic, like a guy goes in for a takedown, you catch him with an uppercut type of deal.
Yeah.
But the Luke Rockhold fight, how he was just kicking the shit out of his body, and then kind of with the hook, and then definitely the Dominic Reyes fight, where once again kicking the shit out of his body.
Dude, that first kick, his body was purple,
and then destroyed his nose.
Oh, poor Reyes, man.
I think
Talk about a fall from grace.
I think Jan wins. I don't know if it's gonna be a finish or not. I think it's hard to finish Glover.
Yeah.
But I think Jan's can do it. He's got the pull. It's like I saw the thing. It's like, what do you take, Polish power or old man strength? Who are you voting for?
Yeah, saw that.
But Jan's got. I mean, Jan's got both though. He's 38.
He does. And with Glover right now, his thing, he's developed a lot more grappling, so that's helped him a lot in his most recent fights, especially in the streak going right now. But Jan's already got a grappling background. I'm pretty sure I don't remember if
he's first place.
What he trained in?
First place in the Polish BJJ league, 98 kilos.
Oh, it's BJJ.
Yeah, he's got Jan's got a wrestling background. He's also he's pretty well rounded. He's a gold medalist Muay Thai world champion. He's done a lot of stuff. Like we saw, he took down. I mean, not like Izzy's a wrestler, but he showed his wrestling in the Izzy fight. He knows how to do some takedowns, and he's a good top game. Now, could he hold Glover down like that? Probably not. But
especially Glover's a bigger guy. You know, he might not look it, but he cuts some weight. He's an old guy.
I think Jan could definitely defend takedowns. I think the difference is like Jan's gonna want this to be a stand-up fight, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think Glover can compete with him in a stand-up fight.
Unless it gets in the pocket. I think it can be I'll say Jan's gonna want to keep it more technical. I think if Glover gets into a slugfest, I don't think it starts to favor Glover just a little bit more. But like I say, I don't think there's gonna be takedowns.
No.
Maybe this could be bite me in the ass later, but I don't think there's gonna be a takedown. I do think someone gets dropped. I say Glover might get dropped, and the fight winds up on the ground. Glover can do something from there.
Plus, if he learned anything from the Santos fight, right? Like Santos dropped him and then went in to finish him and then got caught underneath Glover, right?
Right.
So if Jan drops him, stand him back up. Maybe go in for let's try to do a sat guard, but don't just dive on his ass. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I think Jan's gonna be a lot more strategic with it than Santos. But
that's my pet peeve in every fight is like they'll knock him down, like they'll knock these grapplers down. But do what Usman did against what's his name, Gilbert Burns. You dropped him, make his ass stand back up.
Which is crazy that Usman did that. Someone, yeah, I know Gilbert's a high level. Jesus, I'm sorry, I threw up a little. Jiu-jitsu guy. And,
Trevor Whitman. Not since he's been when Usman's goes to Trevor Whitman. That man might be the best fighter in the UFC right now.
He's getting there for sure. I think he needs to fight Wonder Boy still to solidify that. But right now, this fight's really tough to call. Jan and Glover. Honestly, I'm looking at it and, like I said, maybe I'm just being stupid. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It's very possible. But I can't think of anyone solidified to win.
I think it's like 5-round decision. Jan wins 3 rounds to 2, or maybe the rounds are close. I think it's gonna be just a 5-round decision for Jan. I think it's gonna be a very technical fight. Jan's gonna try to outpoint him.
Oh man,
I don't think Glover has the knockout power. I think Glover definitely can steal a few rounds. I see like a 48, 47 5-round win for Jan.
You don't think Glover got no knockout power? You got no knockout power?
Who's Glover knocked out standing? Because I know he finished Thiago, but that was like a TKO on the ground. When's the last time he knocked someone out?
It was probably the Jon Jones era on his way up getting a title fight.
Ryan Bader?
Yeah. But he does have the power.
I can knock out Ryan Bader.
But still, it's there. It's there.
MMA Ryan math, Bader's, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. Let's look at some MMA math. Glover lost to Corey Anderson, who Jan knocked out twice.
So that means Glover's going to knock out Jan.
But Glover also knocked out Corey Anderson, who knocked out Ryan Bader, and Ryan Bader got knocked out by Glover.
So it's either going to be a split decision towards Jan or a unanimous draw.
Okay, I see it. Unanimous draw, a la Wonder Boy Woodley 2 or Woodley 1. I think we're going to see it. I think Glover's going to have him in a rear naked choke. Somehow Jan's going to pop his head out in the 5th round, and we're going to get a draw. Keep the belt. I like it. We can run it back in 5 months.
I can see it right now.
God,
and what's going to
be poor Glover will never win his title.
Yeah, you gotta stay hyped for the man, old man strength. Maybe he can pull a Randy Couture story and really, really come out in the end. But it's gonna suck though, because they're gonna have to compete against this whole card, this whole main card especially. I mean, like I said, Volkov, I think is gonna get knocked out. You got Kejmet in there against Jing Lang. That's gonna be a scrap. Volkov is gonna not throw down, but he's gonna put on a show against.
I definitely see the first 3 fights could all be finishes. I mean, the Islam Dan Hooker fight, I feel like that could be a finish. Either way.
And God for freaking Petrayan and Corey Sandhagen is gonna be a barn burner.
That's gonna be finishes. So yeah, this could be the first decision of the night. Or I could see both sides. Like you said, I could see Jan knocking out Glover, or I could see Glover either submitting Jan or getting they've both been finished before. It's not like these guys are known for
right.
I mean, Jan got knocked out by Thiago Santos not too long ago.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We need to run that back. Give my boy Thiago a fight.
God, Thiago could win a fight. Did Thiago win his last fight? Yeah, he beat Johnny Walker.
But apparently it was a really boring fight.
So boring fight.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't watch that one because after I heard what happened, I was like, nah, I don't want to disperse their names.
But no, and the winner of this probably gets Jiri Prohaska, so
Well, that's true.
Jan
And
Jiri would be fun.
that would be a lot of fun. I do think Yuri beats Glover. So if Glover does win, Yuri might just snatch it from him.
I see it.
But
I think so.
yeah, that would suck. That'd be sad for Glover if he won the title and then lost it in his next bout. But it's very possible. But honestly, looking at this, like, look at the records and everything. These guys are like the experience between them both, like 28-8 for Jan and 31-7 for Glover. These guys have so much experience between the both of them. Age on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
It both pretty big light heavyweights, all things considered. And yeah, it's like I said, I don't even know what to think about this fight.
It's 6'2" for Jan with a 78-inch reach, and then Glover 6'2" with a 76-inch reach. Like you said, the reach does not necessarily mean arms, so pretty even. And they both look about the same weight when they fight.
Yeah, I would say so.
The only thing I can say is I think Glover probably Glover probably has the edge grappling. Like on the ground, I think grappling on the ground, Glover has the edge. I think wrestling's pretty even, and striking, I think Jan has the edge.
I think that's fair. I would want to say that Jan's going to be doing his kicking thing. He's going to be trying to get those body kicks in. And I think Glover's going to be trying to catch any of those kicks for a takedown attempt. And depending if he's successful or not, couldn't tell you. But I think that'd be a game plan going into it. Or just starching Jan right off the bat. I don't like...
Blitz
Jan can be... Yeah, because Jan can sometimes be a little bit of a slow start at the first round, just kind of fill you out. I think if Glover can unleash his inner Chuck Liddell and just go in there and just bark him real quick, I think it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. I think Jan wins. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm. If I had to put money on it, I would have to say Jan as well.
But, so yeah, we ran through the whole 267 card. Like I said, we will try to be back. Not try to be back. I'll make sure of it, damn it. We'll be back, what do you say, Monday? Recap the fight?
I'm down. I'm 100% ready for that.
And then
go ahead.
Next week we'll do probably next Thursday as well. We'll try to preview the 268. We got some big cards back to back.
I'm excited. And yeah, I got a business on 268. I'll be going to my first wrestling show. I'm going to Rampage in St. Louis. I'm excited, bro.
You going to AEW?
Yeah.
When are you doing that? Wednesday, November 3rd?
Rampage is on Friday, so I'll be there on Friday.
People I work with are going to the AEW show in Kansas City on
so like
November 3rd. I think it's Dynamite.
Yeah, Wednesday, yes. Dude, I know it's an MMA podcast, but I gotta rant a little bit here. We probably could have gone to Dynamite, Rampage, and Full Gear all in the same week, but they kept changing the locations everywhere. We almost had my friend Hyde had to almost turn in those tickets multiple times because they moved all the venues multiple times. Like, we thought it wasn't going to be in St. Louis anymore. It was St. Louis to Independence to Louisiana. To
the real question is, Garrett, are you going to the Royal Rumble in January in St. Louis? Did you buy tickets?
Hyde brought that up. Maybe we might. Like I said, I'm not.
You gotta go.
I hate watching WWE right now, but I would love to go to a Rumble.
You gotta go to a Rumble, right? Rumble's the sacred event.
And is that on 31st?
No, I have no idea when it is. I just know people I work with bought tickets to go to the Rumble.
I was gonna say sometimes the Rumble falls on my birthday. I think that'd be really cool. Go see the Rumble.
Awesome. With that being said, thank you, Garrett, for coming on the podcast. This is hopefully.
Thank you for having me, Ben.
I always say hopefully, but no, this is the start of a nice nice content partnership between the Nerds and Phantom Films 100. Like I said, go check out the YouTube channel.
That's Phantom with an F for anyone who wants to go check it out.
Phantom Films 100 on YouTube. Gaming content. You're going to see UFC 4. You're going to see some Back for Blood gameplay. Rainbow Six Siege a little bit. Everything.
Yeah, buddy. And I'm always putting out content. Sometimes I'll put out an extra video every once in a while. There's actually going to be a video maybe today, maybe Sunday. I'm not sure yet. I'm actually working on it right now. It's a 5-minute short. Maybe I'll put that out too.
Always grinding.
Let's see. Always.
But go check that out. Like the Facebook page. Go like Phantom Films 100. You support him. It supports us. because then he comes back for more podcasts, and then we could do this MMA podcast all the time.
Exactly. I love doing it. I love MMA. I love talking about it. So
And this
I don't
is
know. Like I said, I know MMA. I know wrestling. That's about it.
this is something the nerds and I have been talking about for a while. I've been trying to put together an MMA podcast since pretty much COVID because I dove head deep, and I've pretty watched. I think since actually before COVID, since like January of 2019, I've watched almost every single UFC card every weekend. I've not missed one. I've been going crazy. But I've been shilling my own hard-earned money for all the pay-per-views. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
But then I've since they're on ESPN Plus, I pay for that. I watch every fight night. Actually, I do watch every fight night. I care. Do I watch all the prelims? No, I don't. But all the main cards, I try to.
Yeah, you gotta watch them, man. And some of those prelims, man, they go hard. Sometimes it's always the ones you don't watch though that they just have all knockouts.
That's true. There was a one last year with like the prelim guy, the guy got slammed, knocked out. I love like. I think it was last year. There was like an 8-fight card. Like all the fights got canceled because of COVID and shit like that. And there was like 8 fights total, prelims and main card, and they were like all knockouts. I remember it was Brandon Fitzgerald and not John Annen, but Brandon Fitzgerald and Paul Felder, the only two on commentary, and it was all knockouts the whole night. It was crazy. Loved it.
Holy crap!
Loved the card. But we love MMA here at the Nerds Tonight. Something I've been circling for like the last 2.5 years. I mean, this podcast has been going on for almost 4 years now, but last 2.5 years really. Been circling MMA podcasts. We got some more content coming out. Eternals comes out next week for you non-MMA fans. We're gonna do a movie review over that, hopefully, as soon as it comes out. We'll see if there's any Halloween content that comes out this also around this week. But that being said, once again, thank you so much for joining us, Garrett.
Thank you for having me.
He will be
Quick
back.
question before we end it though. I'm kind of curious. Are we gonna do a podcast for the Rumble?
I'll have to discuss the powers that be. I think we haven't done a wrestling podcast since the last one you were on. And honestly,
Yes.
I haven't consumed any wrestling since then. I've checked out. I've checked out of WWE. I know what's going on. I've checked out of AEW, even though I know what's going on. God bless Kenny Omega.
AEW is the best right now,
God
man.
bless MJ. What's his name? MJF.
MJF. Yeah,
Mama Mid. But we might do a pod. Since I have friends going to the Rumble, I might have to do a podcast over the Rumble. Get their experience. Get them on the podcast. Have them talk about being at a Rumble.
Right. Honestly, just hit me up whenever, and we'll get it going.
But it's the Nerds Tonight, so that means go to bed, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Cheyenne from the Nerds Tonight podcast, and we did it. We made one. So good night. Go to sleep. Get out. Stop listening. Why are you still listening to this podcast? Turn it off.
Go to bed.